tell you something. Just to everything you're going through, cause other people going through it too. And that ain't no excuse, cause you're the only one that's living your life. Looking at you put up a fight, I'm looking at you growing your drive, and you keeping at it every day. I just wanna tell you that I'm proud, and I wanna tell you real loud that you're gonna make it anyway. I'm putting the end to the things, I'm putting the end to the schemes, I'm putting the end to the dreams, cause this reality in your life, you're living in a beautiful life. I said you're living in a beautiful life, you're living in a beautiful life.
Hello, I'm pumped because it's the most important video of this series, okay? I think we're gonna call this the MBGA series, Make Business Great Again series, all right? I think it's because of the red tie we have here, but it's dancing around on me, so we're gonna have to keep it forward. Now, why am I so pumped? I'm going to tell you the secret of actually getting a good business, growing that generational wealth stuff that every podcaster is talking about. I always say I'm not a podcaster, but I had to get up because there are too many people that are literally lying to the public. Too many people are telling you to get business credit, get wealthy through debt. That's like taking a piece of glass out with another piece of glass. I, in this very video, am going to explain to you how to actually get wealthy in business. Now, if you want to listen to somebody who's done it, who has a lot of real estate property and a lot of experience from messing everything up, doing all the things that these people told me to do and doing it the wrong way so much that it all crumbled down. And the same person who built it back up, okay? So stick with me. We're going to tell you exactly how to get that generational wealth that everybody's telling you about. Now, how the heck do you get the generational wealth that everybody's telling you about? I'll tell you right now. You need a high income skill. The gentleman who was the first gentleman preaching high income skills was preaching it for high ticket sales. I'm going to tell you that gentleman was 1,000% correct. And you need it for everything. It's not just sales. High ticket skill is something that you can do that makes you $1,000 or more a day. Now, what are things like that? If you do hair and hair costs $300 and you can do 3 heads a day, that's a high ticket skill, like a son of a gun. If you do poetry and you are skilled and energetic enough to go to as many places or generate likes and leads, all these views so that you can make $1,000 per day, that's a high ticket skill. If you are a painter, a carpenter, if you do carpet, if you're a mechanic, if you are a plumber, HVAC, electrician, all those things make $1,000 a day, 100%. We are not talking about jobs here. We're talking about people who are going out and doing it themselves, taking the so-called risks that you guys think are risky because, of course, nobody needs their hair done. Of course, nobody needs their house fixed, right? No, yes, everybody needs their house fixed. Everybody needs their hair done. You can either work for a job or you can create a job. You don't have to create a job for a million other people, but you are always able to create a job for yourself. And even a company and a business and generational wealth for your family, okay? So, now, back to it. You need a high ticket skill. Why? Because what does that look like? Let's reverse. Everybody's telling you to get business credit. 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 Ba-do-do-do-do-do. Everybody in business credit. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. Everybody getting business credit. Come on. Come on. If I have $1, let's do this together. Because when men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Let's do this together. If I have $1 and that's all I have to my name, and another person, let's say Bob here, Bob takes out a loan or a line of credit or a home equity or a credit card stacking or whatever you want for $200,000, right? Okay. Even if Bob gets the whole 200,000 and he has the opportunity to spend that 200,000, the moment he spends a single dollar, I am 2 times richer than him. How did that work? I'll explain. When Bob here spent his dollar, he has to pay that dollar back, and he has to pay with interest. When I spend my measly dollar, well, there's nothing measly about a dollar. Everything starts from a dollar if you're talking about wealth. When I spend my dollar, it's just a dollar spent. I may be at zero, but the next dollar I get puts me right back to where I started. That is called freedom. I need every American listening to me to understand how important this video is, because 99% of the entire business market is preaching freedom through debt, and debt in the Bible in itself is not a good thing. So, it literally says it in the Bible. I'm not Christian, by the way, but I read the Bible. God is good in every language to me. So it literally says that in it says the same thing in the Quran as well. Debt is not a positive thing, okay? Debt is control. That's all it is. It's not leverage, it's control, okay? So I need all my people, especially everybody knows who I am talking about. All Americans, all colors, and especially my people. You don't need business credit to gain wealth. You need a high income skill. Because once you get $1,000 in a day from your skill, let's say you only work 10 days out the month, that's $10,000 per month. And you don't have to work for 20 days out the month. Why would anybody teach anyone anything but that when it comes to wealth? If it's possible for you to make $1,000 to $5,000 a day on an average, because that's the actual average numbers of somebody who has a high income skill, $1,000 to $5,000 per day of work. So you're telling me in 10 days of work, you're making $10,000 to $50,000, and you have 20 days of no work whatsoever to travel, live your life, be free, and have the liberty to raise your kids and be all in their face, okay? I don't understand why they would teach you to get business credit. If you need business credit, that means you don't need to start the business yet. You need to get good at the business before you put yourself in a deficit. And I mean that with love. So, once again, you need a high income skill, whether you like hair, do cosmetology, whether you are a mechanic and you just do brakes, and brakes are $200 to $400. Do 3 brakes through 3 cars a day, bro. If you're a barber and a whole cut plus a shampoo is $100 or $50, do 10 to 20 people's hair a day, bro. Whatever you need to do, that may be a high income skill to you, but it is a high freedom skill. That is the most important part. It's not about the income. Everybody's worried about income. Trust me, I understand. I pay bills just like all of y'all. What I'm saying is, your income is not your life. And you don't want to give away your life for more potential income. That is not a divine way of life. And as you can see, the country is imploding financially because of this way of thinking. America in itself is drowning from debt, and we're saving it as we speak. So why would we teach our people to implement the same exact thing that got the whole entire country between a rock and a hard place? With love and respect, get a high income skill that makes you $1,000 to $5,000 per day. If you don't have one, go learn one. You have the power to learn anything in the palm of your hand. Go learn a high income skill that matches your purpose, and then build up, stack up that way. By the time you're making $10,000 to $15,000 because you actually learned a skill that makes that money, you don't have to be born with this. Nobody's born with these skills. We all had to go learn this. Once you learn that, you can literally go buy that real estate with no issue. You can literally go open that trust, invest in that business with no issue. You can literally move your family to where you want to move them with no issue. Literally. Because if they do it over here, they probably do it over here, especially if it's a service or a product that helps people. Freedom. Financial freedom. Physical freedom. Mental freedom. Time freedom does not come from debt. With love and respect, I am Toure Henderson, the president of the American Bureau of Contracting and Development, the first private construction bureau for construction, contracting, and real estate development. AmericanBCD.com. Have a blessed and abundant day.
My